Okay, Cloud just asked the question. So
I'm just a little slow, so I'm just trying to understand how the Constitution has been under attack. I don't recall any amendments being repealed. I don't understand how. What amendment was repealed?
No, just stick with the original question. How is the
How is the Constitution under
what
attack?
is Donald Trump doing to attack the Constitution? Simple question.
Because as far as my understanding is, we have judges that are there to make sure that doesn't
Hold
happen.
on, hold on, Cloud. Let her answer the
We
question.
have judges that
No,
he appointed.
the original statement was, we need to prepare. And I asked, prepare for what? And she told me she'll answer it, but she hasn't answered it. So Cookie,
Prepare for whatever it is that's going on behind the scenes while they got everybody up in arms about
And
whether
what's that?
legalized for black people or not.
Is this a real threat or an imaginary one? What is this threat you're telling? So what is it? What is the threat?
Which amendment did he sign an executive order for, guys? Which one was it? Do y'all know?
No. Can you just stop being condescending and just
hold on, Corey? Hold on.
Tell us. We don't. I'm slow. I don't know. You educate me. You know.
Which one was the Civil Rights Amendment? Do y'all even know that?
I'm slow. You gotta educate me. You're making the assertion. The burden of proof is on you. I don't know nothing. I'm slow.
That's why I haven't talked the whole show. I'm not continuing this conversation.
Because you're not informed.
Hold on, y'all. Hold
Because
on.
they think I don't know, but if you don't know, I'm not here to teach you. I'm not your man.
You obviously don't know.
Mama needs
Hold on, y'all.
remember, go back to homeschool and figure out the first 25 amendments.
Should have got homeschooled.
Go ahead, Will.
So you said we need to prepare for whatever is going on, but can you tell us what is going on specifically that we need to prepare for?
Yes.
So we're not falsely preparing for something that's not going to happen.
Absolutely. I can tell you that right now in certain spots of first of all, our Secretary of Defense doesn't even know where to find Iraq on the globe. That's a red flag. But let's go into some more seriousness. That was sarcasm. The Heritage Club, which is a known supremacy and should be labeled a hate group, but not because they have so much money. He literally, the president of the Heritage Club that created Project 2025, which y'all think is fear mongering, but they've taken they're like 10 steps in and nobody's paying attention. He is on staff in the White House. Trump is not in control. He's not. It ain't even Elon that's in control. It's the people that gave him the $170 million to become president because he was so angry about the loss last time. He was willing to take money from anybody. These people in the background are working to take our rights. So the 14th Amendment, the 15th Amendment are all in danger right now while we talking about DEI.
Conspiracy theory.
We need to be. No, it's not a conspiracy. He signed an executive order for it.
Y'all, listen. I'm trying to get the answer to what we need to prepare for. Like she said, we have to.
You need to prepare for being a Russian type civilization. If that's what y'all are into, cool.
Wait.
But if this
What is
man
a Russian
comes in
type
and tries to
civilization?
destroy,
Hold on, y'all. Let Will and Cookie had this before.
Go ahead.
So you say we need to prepare. So are you saying prepare for what is inevitable that we cannot control? But you said you were born up in a political household and you're prepared to fight. So I'm trying to figure out, are you saying just prepare? Like if we're in a car and we're headed into a brick wall, are you just saying prepare for impact? Or are you telling us to prepare to jump out of the car? Like
prepare to jump and roll.
Okay, so how translate that to what we're supposed to do?
You can do that either by physically getting land and fighting, setting up our own, which is some of the things that I agree with.
When you say fighting, what do you mean? When you getting land, I don't know how getting land or fight. Can you land the plane?
Getting land, getting your own food, getting your own community set up so you don't get bombed. Hopefully we don't get bombed for doing that.
Okay.
You don't want to hear what I'm saying, so I'm not going to continue. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, everything that I say,
we're listening.
I had both my parents. I know what the fuck is going on. Y'all the ones that are delusional. So with that being said,
okay, Will,
you got it, JR.
Hold on, country. Will. So she did answer, and then you when
Can I follow up?
You turn sideways. Can you explain to us like what's going on through your hair right now when she back to that?
So I look for actionable steps that people in general can take. If you tell people in general to prepare, people in general cannot just get land. Getting land does nothing, because just because you own land, you aren't able to do anything with just a plot of land. When you say get your own food, get your own food. The best people can do is grow some tomatoes, some squash, some lettuce, zucchini, or something. You cannot just, everybody's not going to have farm animals. Everybody doesn't. This idea of fighting and getting land didn't land the plane. I have no idea what point she's really trying to make to prepare yourself. But if she's telling us to prepare to be farmers, that's the only thing I got out of that. And if that's what you're saying, then just say be a farmer.
The original question: what is the government? What is the administration doing to attack the Constitution? That's it. Simple question.
All right, hold on. I just want to add, because here's my issue with the entire argument that she presented. Right earlier in the conversation, she almost mocked Trump to say that, see, that's why these judges are blocking his executive orders. Right? She's made it clear that the judges clearly have the power to block his executive orders, and therefore there shouldn't be anything to be afraid of, because, like I said, there's checks and balances. But then when I just mentioned those same judges a minute ago, she said, oh, judges that he appointed, to then imply somehow that the judges and Trump are one branch of government. Whether they agree or not, that doesn't matter. But my whole point is, those are inconsistent arguments. You made it clear that the judges are blocking his executive orders, but then you're claiming that the judges are not going to block his executive orders because they're on his side. So which one is the reality?
The reality is, when you got stuff being blocked, it gives people hope. The ones that they let through are the ones that we really need to pay attention to, guys. That's
Conspiracy
all that
theory.
I'm
Are they
saying. I'm
being
not
blocked, or are they being
saying,
let through? Because the one you brought up
oh,
specifically was
nigga, what do
no.
you
Hold
mean?
on.
Don't
You
do me like
specifically
that. You're not. I'm not
I want
trying
to
to be
attack the
smarter
one
than you.
you're saying that on one end that he's being blocked, but then on the other hand you're saying that nothing's being blocked. So it's like you're saying that both are true, but it's like that can't be possible. Either he's being blocked, or everyone's on his side and letting everything slide because he's Trump, and it's because they're all white supremacists and they're all with the Heritage Foundation. That's not consistent. So your argument, it's like you're making this argument that just doesn't make any sense. There has to be some consistency in what you're saying. You can answer.
They're gonna, the hand over here, the hand is quicker than the eye. What I was saying to you earlier is, yeah, they're making things, they're blocking things. And I was mocking him because I was being sarcastic, because they're blocking the things that they want you to see being blocked, like shit that don't matter, DEI, all of that stuff getting blocked. I want y'all to pay attention to the things that are not being blocked, that's getting slid through, that they haven't even looked at to see if it's constitutionally violating. That's all that I was saying. I was being sarcastic. The fact that I can't have a sarcastic conversation, but y'all want everybody, you know what? I'm not even going into all. I answered the goddamn question. I'm done.
Go ahead, Cloud.
All right. My thing is, though, she's specific. That's a good argument if she didn't specifically bring up the 14th Amendment, right? So the specific case that she used to prove her point was the 14th Amendment, right? His action on the 14th Amendment, which was blocked. So my whole thing is like it is fear mongering, because that's the example you used of what we should be afraid of, is the 14th Amendment, and I was blocked. So what are we even talking about at this point?
I think what
Clearly,
she should
the checks and
say.
balances are
Hold
working.
on, Shan. Hold on, Shan.
She made the assertion, or the assessment, that the Constitution was under attack. The only thing that was challenged about the Constitution was the 14th Amendment, and that was blocked by judges. So since it was blocked by judges, what are we talking about?
All right, I'm
That's
going to
not the only thing, babes. And the fact that you don't know
What
that
else?
lets me know
I'm
that
using the examples you brought up.
I know I'm not going to sit here with my list.
What
I can go
else?
get my notebook for you if you would like, but it's at work. I'm keeping up with the shit. What I'm telling you is, please just make sure you're paying attention to what gets through and what doesn't, because
So,
they
ladies,
on the sneak
hold on,
doing
Cole.
things behind our back. And when he says, "Oh, it doesn't matter if it gets blocked," the president has a clause. It's the clause, Article 2, where he can say, oh, well, everything's going wrong. I'm the president, and now I'm going to do this that way. There are loopholes. These are con artists. They are in the business of finding loopholes. So when you know the articles of the Constitution, where the president literally can come out and say, "Oh, we're in danger of ourselves. Now everything that I say goes." That's what he's trying to set up.
Okay.
So if you think that's fear mongering, whatever. He got the puppets that paid him, the people in his puppet ass ear that paid him. Now he got to do what they say. Oh, he gonna be cute, Abraham Lincoln. It is what it is. That's how that goes. So
Okay.
all I'm saying is you can believe what you want.